During the third millennia, in a strange place known as the United States of America, a war was brewing. Brainwashed Marxist idiots in colleges across the nation clashed with equally brainwashed, anime-obsessed neo-Nazis. Starbucks windows were shattered, Dodge Challengers were totaled, and Muslims realized that rental vans were cheaper than plane tickets. Skinny, anemic millennials from coast to coast were hospitalized with life-changing injuries such as sprains and first-degree burns. And the heroic knights of 4chan rose up to defeat Shia LaBeouf and drive the evil villain into a descent towards a madness the likes from which he would never recover. As the enemies of freedom destroy the cities that raised them, as America begins to resemble an Iron Maiden album come to life, two heroes have risen up to fight against the culture of utter madness and restore sanity the only way they know how, by refusing to take any of it seriously. Mersh.
And I said, hey, oi, let's chop your penis off. Oi, can I have me penis back? Why do you have dreadlocks, you white oppressor?
Royce Lopez.
Always be aborting. A always be aborting. Always be aborting.
Breaking news.
Breaking news,
You're
guys.
hearing it only on our show first. Apparently Donald Trump has worked out a deal. He will get the wall. Unfortunately, it's going to be a rock climbing wall.
Oh, no! The other side's going to be a slide. You climb the wall up and you just
lands into a nice, clean, chlorinated pool. And then you immediately get a welfare check. Fucking A.
Oh, shit. He was a boy, he went to girl, now he wants to be a boy again.
Oh, God, just stay a girl if you're going to be this indecisive.
I think Caitlyn Jenner's a handsome woman with a great penis. Look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with trannies. I just don't want to put that one's cock in my mouth.
Bound forever by their mutual love of smoking marijuana, Simpsons references and affection towards Alex Jones, these two men have joined forces to bring you uncut news and opinions directly from the belly of the beast. Saving Western civilization one childish dick joke at a time, here they are, your new heroes of the Imperium, Mersh and Royce Lopez.
Ladies and gentlemen, goddamn, what a time to be alive. How's everybody doing out there? It's Tuesday, September 25th, 2018, and you're listening to Revenge of the Cis. That's right, leaders of your media insurgency. Mike Shealy, Royce Lopez, kicking off your 4 p.m. time. 4 p.m. belongs to us on
That's
YouTube.
ours.
Our time down here. A lot of stuff going on.
Rewatch The Goonies. It doesn't hold up.
Does it? It doesn't?
Nah, I rewatched it recently, and I liked The Goonies when I was younger.
No, I understand what you're saying. There are certain things that I like that I go, oh, I'm disappointed. I thought
Yeah,
this was really cool.
it doesn't. That's why that's what I would say about those movies. Like, were they good or was it just the late '80s? Because
It's hard to tell sometimes.
there wasn't a lot of stuff back then.
There are some that still, there are weird movies that still hold up. Thing is, I was exposed to a lot of adult movies when I was a kid. Not like, fucking pornos and titties, but I just mean like adult, like movie comedies that were not for kids.
I had a lot of adults expose themselves to me, so I know that's similar.
Totally, I've been there. Yeah,
Similar.
I went to a private school too.
It really was bad.
But like there are obscure movies from the 80s that are more for adults that still hold up.
Oh, yeah.
Like remember The Night Shift?
Yes.
With Michael Keaton and Christopher Lloyd.
Yep.
That was a good but the kids ones, yeah, I've noticed they just don't.
And the thing is, like, then they become worthless because, like you were saying the other day when we were talking, you can't show them to even your kids. Let's say you have kids because they're like, I don't get it. Why don't they just use a cell phone? They'll be out of this situation in a fucking heartbeat.
And who's this woman with the terrible voice singing?
Yeah,
it's terrible. It's Cyndi Lauper. She was part of the Rock and Wrestling Connection.
She was.
It's a whole
She won a
thing.
Grammy. I mean, so.
Well, who hasn't at this point?
That's a good point. Barack Obama won a Grammy.
Yeah, I believe Drake actually is set to win the Grammy this year for best pedophile.
Did you? I sent you the meme.
hip-hop
I sent you the
performance.
meme.
Allegedly.
I sent you the meme, but it was like TMZ reports Drake cancels his tour because of some illness. He goes, somebody wrote he probably got chicken pox from one of his girlfriends. Boy. Come on, Drake. You could have any woman in the world.
But yeah, we got all kinds of stuff. Messing with Ted Cruz last night. Creepy porn lawyer might have gotten trolled. I don't know yet. I haven't verified this yet. But I will say, if this is true, what have you done, Paul?
All right.
What have you done?
So let's. Here, you have it. If you pull that up, can you read that for me again? So Michael Avenatti, the creepy porn lawyer, as Tucker has christened him.
I love Tucker.
Yeah.
And I love Tucker because he's not that much of a blatant prick unless you're a real piece of shit.
So he made his account private on Twitter, and there is 4chan is somebody on 4chan anyway is taking the credit. Now, whether this is true or not, we don't know. So we're going to start right now by saying we don't know. We haven't confirmed this.
Yeah,
we don't know.
I absolutely do not know if this is true, but
go ahead.
There is something making the rounds. And again, if this is true, Paul, what have you done? Somebody wrote a very popular thread on 4chan today, and I'm going to read it word for word, so don't get mad at me, YouTube. Gather in, fags. It's story time. I love the way they talk on Paul.
It's great.
They talk the way guys used to talk to each other. Come on over here, faggot. I got a great story for you.
And by the way, unlike other people, we're going to give Paul credit, not take it and then, make a career around it.
We have given Polo credit from day one.
Of
We've
course.
now, like the early in genesis of this show, when we would cover things that were on Polo, we always gave Polo credit. There's a lot of scum. The only other one I know that does that was L.A. Werewolf. L.A. Werewolf would always go, "This is coming from Polo, so don't ruin my life."
Right.
So somebody wrote a nice little. And again, this could be fan fiction, but we'll get.
But
to
his
the end.
account is definitely private right
Yes.
now. Okay.
Michael Avenatti's Twitter account has gone protected status.
Okay.
Here's the story as it unfolds. Have a stripper girlfriend. Have her give him a call on her burner phone. She tells him that she's a 51-year-old alum of private school, Holton Arms School, and that Brett Kavanaugh and his buddy Mark Judge ran a train on her. Tells him that she knows all the secret codes. Find them, feel them, French them, fuck them, forget them. The devil's triangle is a three-way fuck with a cock in all of her orifices. He eats it the fuck up. By the way, all of that shit is lining up because had you ever heard of that shit before? Like, we've heard of everything at this point.
Yeah.
Never heard of any of this stuff before. It was all, you could just tell when I saw his tweet that this was, I'm like, where did you get this?
When he said he has to answer for the yearbook, remember that tweet that Avenatti had too? Okay,
So I knew it was like weird. She has him call my burner cell phone. I'm a classmate of Judge Kavanaugh to confirm. In my creepiest deep throat voice, I confirm it all. I can hear Avenatti's wheels spinning. He's thinking he's broken the story of the year. He calls my girlfriend 10 times, wants her to tell her story on Anderson Cooper 360. She cries. She cannot be around men. He then begs her to do a one-on-one special with Poppy Harlow. She would, but her car just broke down, and the rent is due, and she cannot miss work. Offers her $20,000, cries she cannot, she'll lose her job. $20K isn't enough. Ups it to $75K and much more after the GoFundMe scam. She'll be a national hero. She agrees. She claims the money will be ready wired in 2 hours right after she signs the CNN exclusive. She agrees. The phone doesn't stop ringing. She tells me she's bored and scared and wants to stop. Okay, we've had enough fun with this jagoff. We break our burner phones. Avenatti disables his Twitter. Now, could be fanfic. I don't know if this is true.
We don't know if it's true, but the thing that is true is his Twitter is protected. And this is Mr. Bolsterous, fuck it, I'll take on the world, motherfucker. And all of the sudden, and there's no explanation for it as of yet, his Twitter goes protected for no reason.
And look, man, this...
Citing Trump trolls. Is 4 hours ago, Michael Avenatti makes his Twitter private, citing Trump trolls.
Uh-oh.
All right, so this is all breaking.
Uh-oh.
All right, give me a second.
Guys, by the way, if you guys fucking did this, I got to take my hat off, and I have to salute you. Thank you for the continued service over there, Paul. You do a better job protecting this country than our own fucking intelligence community. If it's true. Even if it's not true, you guys have already hit enough home runs.
Michael Avenatti makes his Twitter, this is according to the Daily Caller, Michael Avenatti makes his Twitter private, citing Trump trolls. Lawyer Michael Avenatti said Tuesday that he was forced to make his Twitter account private after receiving some unwelcoming comments, which he says are due to his recent representation of an anonymous woman claiming Judge Brett Kavanaugh was involved in gang rapes in high school.
Oh, no.
Hold on.
Oh, fuck.
This adds more credibility to the... Oh, boy.
No. What'd you do? What'd you guys do? You motherfuckers. I love you. I love you. And again, I'm still a little hesitant to just jump on this.
No, we have to.
But I want to believe this so badly. Either way, even if it's not this guy, somebody fucked with Michael Avenatti and he jumped the gun. And dude, honestly, Kavanaugh could sue him at this point.
Avenatti tweeted Sunday that he represents a woman with credible information regarding Kavanaugh, and he has since demanded the Senate Judiciary Committee not only question Kavanaugh and his involvement in the train of men that he claims drugged and gang raped a woman in high school, but also the committee to allow witness to testify. Since his announcement, Avenatti has attempted to prove the credibility of his accusations without revealing who his client is. Avenatti's claim made without any
not
proof.
Your client, you stupid idiot. Oh, no.
Avenatti's claim made without any proof has not sat well with the Twitter community. Avenatti tweeted Tuesday that he's been forced to make his account private because the bots and Trump trolls are on full force.
Yeah, it's the Russian bots again.
Twitter isn't the only cohort hesitant to get on board with Avenatti's allegation. I would suggest ignoring him until he comes forward with real evidence, which he promises is coming in the next few days. Washington Bureau Chief for The Intercept, Ryan Grimm, wrote the newsletter. If Michael Avenatti has any evidence, he should come forward promptly. If he has a client who has relevant information, I welcome hearing from him. Democrat Senator Chris Coons of Delaware and members of the Judiciary Committee told the Daily Beast, who wants to bet Michael Avenatti has more skeletons in his closet than any of these people he's heroically going after? Asked CRTV's Ali Stuckey. A senior Democrat aide told the Daily Beast that Avenatti has a tendency to sensationalize and make his various claims more about himself than about the truth. Another Democratic source told the outlet that while he or she believes he represents a credible allegation, Avenatti has undercut it. Okay, so.
Oh no, buddy! What happened to your presidential hopes there, Mr. Avenatti?
His account is protected as of this moment. I'm sure somebody follows him and could see it, but I can't, so I don't know what he's been tweeting. But again, the guy has 784,000 followers, so his tweets are absolutely popping up somewhere. Now, again,
you fucking stupid idiot.
I want to be clear.
Honestly, even if it's not this dude, somebody trolled this motherfucker. Somebody trolled this asshole. Because again, when I heard the Devil's Triangle and the French fuck finger I was like, what? You remember French finger and fuck. I remember those three. But there were so many extra F's, Mr. F, that I was like... what is this? Like, this isn't even stuff that young teenage guys would have come up with. It was so goofy and over the top.
Danny Saint says the client goes by the name Self-Cutting Girl.
Oh, no! Not her. Not you, Alyssa. Did he buy her an iPad?
I have pics of it. I could did you see the batshit insane tweets Avenatti sent out last night? Yes, send them to me, Trolita. Send them to my account, my Hip Juice Film one.
Oh no!
Because I want to see them. Because if he's losing his, you know what? I feel like John Lovitz in the wedding.
He's losing his mind, and I'm reaping all the benefits.
Look again. We have to be clear. We do not know if it's true.
Sit tight, Brett. Don't worry. Everything's gonna go smooth, brother.
But.
Man.
Oh God, I hope this is true. This entire credibility now goes down the toilet. Not that he had great credibility before, representing Stormy Daniels. And by the way, a judge says that he's probably gonna throw out the Stormy Daniels suing Trump case today. Also, was something else that came out.
Yeah, this is all falling apart for you kids.
Yeah.
And what's going to happen when you start losing on top of losing on top of losing? Are they going to get even crazier now? Or do they just, at what point does America go, all right, guys, look, enough? Because you remember, look, when the Clinton stuff happened with the Ken Starr shit, I remember people being really hard on the Republicans about it. For being like, all right, are you guys going to keep being vindictive about a blowjob? Grow up.
Yeah.
When is America going to give the left the same treatment and go, all right, look, guys, I got it. Bash the fash. I got you. But I got a job to go to. We got a country we got to run. You know what I mean? We got a country we need to rebuild. Like, when are you going to just knock it off? Please let this be true. I want Michael Avenatti to be fucking humiliated.
As a matter of fact, Avenatti has released some audio from the actual rape train incident, and it's just came out now during the show, so I'm going to play it. This is some audio that happened at Yale during the rape train incident.
You're a fucking idiot. That's not.
Are you sure?
Not from the event. You're being no.
Are you sure? Confirmed, dude.
Do you ever double check these things? I don't think that's.
I
really
don't know.
from
Just check. Let me see.
Can we go? Can we just go back to DC now for this thing?
I would love
To play that song.
Oh my God, that
and
would
get a
be
blow up
amazing.
doll, and you and me on each side of it. Around the train. We'd make the news. We would make the news if we had that playing on a boombox, and we're like, somebody call Hammy, get Nick Smart on the phone. We're going back to DC.
Yeah, we'll get Hammy another rollaway bed. We'll be fine.
And then the fucking SPLC will call us convicted rapists. Fucking sue them twice.
So, speaking of the DC thing, by the way, if you're a patron, right now the full More Rally 2018 documentary is up for patrons right now. So if you want to see it early, patreon.com/we're not sorry. That's where you could see the documentary. It'll be up at some point, probably this weekend, for everybody to see. But we wanted to give the patrons something because they always help us out, and we want to give them a little exclusive jump. Hammy did a great job.
He did all right.
He did really good.
No, he was in the chat. I couldn't shut up about what a great job he did. There's a lot of little things in this documentary when you guys get to watch it that you can just see Hammy has a real fucking knack for editing. I mean, he's great at filming, and I kept saying he did a great job filming, but his editing's harder.
Yes.
I was saying the last night on Nightwave, filming is easy. Once you get a good camera and you get a knack for angles and how to just steadily hold a camera, filming's not that hard. Editing's a bitch. Editing good is a bitch. And I watched it last night, and there's just little points where you go, this is fucking beautifully done. Like, this looks like a real product, you know? So,
It does.
yeah,
You know what isn't easy? Pimping.
Yeah, pimping's in fact not easy, and it is in fact hard out here for a pimp too.
It
as well.
is. Also, second hour of the show, we will be interviewing our friend Poseidon.
Hail Poseidon!
So we're very excited to have him on. So if anything else breaks with Avenatti stuff, we'll obviously play it.
I
But
hope it's true. I hope it's true. I hope he got trolled.
so
Because, again, this just goes to show. And the reason why there's a part of me that believes this is because Pole is notorious for taking advantage of people's eagerness. And that's the thing. That's what they always... Pole, they love to just find a weakness. And they know, for instance, that people will just run with anything Trump related or Brett Kavanaugh. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, no, I know a girl that he literally fucked her to death, and you're like, what? Oh, you want an exclusive?
by the way, did you see that they got one of his roommates from Yale, and the title of the article was "Roommate Says It's Believable That Kavanaugh Did That," and I go, oh man, this is his roommate. I read it, and then it goes, well, they never really talked or anything, and they weren't really friends. But he believes it. Again, this is becoming... By the way, he's going... Listen, I know everyone's saying, you're going to get Amy Barrett. No, guys, mark my words. Kavanaugh's going to be on the Supreme Court.
And by the way, it's not illegal, right? I mean, it is illegal, but it's hard to prove. You're never going to get caught. Like, if somebody came to me, right? And he said, look, Royce is... we're going to crucify Royce in the news. We'll give you $20,000. And all you got to say is, sure, I guess it could be true, right? That's not illegal for me to say, and I can take the money. So it's like, It's bullshit. Unless you have somebody that's like, I saw this nigga rape somebody. All right, now we're talking. But all they're doing is paying people money to go, yeah, I mean, I guess it could, in theory, it could be true.
I mean, I believe in the multiverse theory, so it could have happened in some
universe. He's raping somebody right now.
Yeah, so.
And in some other universe, Christine Blasey Ford is raping somebody. See how it just... Oh, it's this universe. She's raping Brett Kavanaugh and Donald Trump.
So Ted Cruz is at a restaurant, having a meal with his family.
With my lovely wife. You got to make the stink face when you talk as Ted Cruz.
And protesters, here's the video. Protesters started to bother him.
We believe survivors! We believe survivors!
We believe survivors!
Here's what I don't get.
Survivors!
Who's allowing this?
It is that's a good point. This is a restaurant. Quiet, this is library. No, this is a restaurant.
If it were like any other scenario, they would get the fuck out of here. Like, where's the wall of bike cops when you need them? Hot.
I'll explain. This is in Washington, D.C. So they could run them. This wasn't in Texas, by the way.
No.
This shit was not going to happen at whatever steakhouse he goes to in Texas. This is the kind of shit that they let go on in D.C. That's what it is. So the guy's just trying to have a meal.
Yeah, if he was eating at one of those places in Texas that had cattle horns over the doorway, it would have been no problem.
Every restaurant in Texas?
They would have all been gunned down in the restaurant, and everybody would have just went back to eating their steak.
We're going to go protest Ted Cruz. I doubt it.
John and Michael Miller pop up.
I doubt it.
Take him out. Take your swing. I doubt it, cocksucker.
Get within 3 feet of him.
Take your swing. Ice cold.
We believe survivors. We believe survivors.
And no, wait. Then they look at that. They get in his face, dude. Look at this. In his fucking face.
Which is unpleasant because Ted Cruz does not have an attractive face.
No, he doesn't.
Beto is way hotter than you do.
What?
I don't know, but look at these
Killer's Row.
Look at these fucking gross, disgusting, unfuckable women. Mm-hmm. Like, why is it always the most unfuckable monsters that are so obsessed with rape?
They look like Twitter moderators.
It's like they all just wish they'd get raped. Like, please, somebody rape me at this point. I wish more people were rapists.
We believe survivors. We believe survivors. We believe survivors.
Then he goes, God bless. God bless you.
God bless you, Taylor.
Let my wife through.
Let my wife. Oh, hey, not a man's wife.
You mess with my wife, President Trump, we're going to have a problem. I'm going to become your new attorney general. I can't wait till he's the attorney general.
November 9th.
My first order of business will be to round up Antifa and put bullets in their faces. Full fash. Just go full fash.
We believe survivors.
And in Vietnam, that's how they would deal with these commies. I mean, you only had to take the worst of the bunch and blow his face off in front of the rest of them, and everybody else would have just quietly walked home.
But again, this is a restaurant. This isn't like a sidewalk or a public place where you're protesting. They are now bothering people when they're eating.
Well, and I want to know, too, who's tipping these people off? Because somebody's tipping them off. Somebody has to be tipping them off. They seem to be showing up.
If I had to guess?
Yeah.
If I had to guess, probably a waiter or a busboy at the
scumbags. They go after Ted Cruz. They go after Charlie Kirk and his chocolate girlfriend.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders, too. Remember when her
Sarah
incident,
Huckabee Sanders.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I mean, look, again, here's a good example. If I was at a restaurant, right? If Mike and I, let's put an example, were at a restaurant and Joe Biden was eating, we're not going to go scream in his face.
A nice restaurant, by the way, because we're not plebs.
No. Listen.
We eat at the kind of places that Joe Biden would be at.
Can we go to places where Jim thinks are nice, like Morton's?
Which is the food car on a train.
Yeah.
That's where we would run into Joe Biden.
That's the Amtrak food car.
I'll get a turkey club. And, you son of a bitch! Stop smelling people's hair.
No, like I've never even the people that I dislike. You know, it's one thing to go fucking get in someone's face at a protest or a rally. I get that. But at a fucking restaurant, to just, you're never going to look good.
No. Why didn't they just wait till he left the restaurant, right? Isn't that how you... But no, you won't get enough attention that way. Like, you do realize that, guys, there's going to come a day that the normies are sick of your shit. Because that was a restaurant full of normies. Some of them might live in D.C. You know, shocking, I know, Antifa people, but do you know there are people that live in D.C. that don't even vote?
That is correct.
They're just normies that have a regular job and live in D.C. And they were out to dinner, and they're like, who are these fucking assholes? I spent a lot of money. If
nice
Ted
restaurant.
Cruz is eating there, it's not, I'm sure this isn't this isn't like a fucking Quiznos. This isn't a Subway. So I'm sure the other people there are going, how much money am I spending on dinner right now? And like guys like me and Royce, we would love to see some shit like that.
Yeah.
We would be like, oh, man, that shit was awesome. But these are normies. They don't want to see this shit. They don't want to hear this shit. You're losing in the court of public opinion.
We believe survivors. We believe survivors. We believe survivors.
And then look, the restaurant staff is escorting him out instead of kicking out these people. These people should be kicked out. You're in somebody's restaurant. You're bothering someone during their meal.
Yeah, what is this, Harry's Bar in D.C.?
Yeah, seriously, what do you think this is? We'll keep defending Joey Gibson, even though he's the one clearly instigating over and over again, because we don't want to lose the business of the rest of the boomers next year. We'll be there next year, Joey.
Honestly, I don't know if he'll be there next. I don't know if more is going to happen again, because they raised $20,000 and they got like what?
But what about the Trump Unity Bridge?
Did you see the videos from the Austin rally?
Oh, that was really sad.
Like the crowds are dwindling.
Yeah.
They're not going to keep showing up for this guy. It's just not going to happen.
Sexist, racist, anti-gay.
What did he say about anti-gay? I got to hear that.
Racist, sexist, anti-gay.
Anti-gay. We believe survivors.
Hey, quit digging. You struck oil. I'm already going to vote for the guy.
Yeah, seriously. I mean, I can't vote twice.
Yeah, what do you want? Jesus. Well, if the bill that Mike and I are drafting does go through all the proper channels.
We will never be able to repeal the 19th. You can't take candy away from a baby. But
new amendment.
2 votes for men and 3 for white men. 4 if you own a house.
Oh, I like that. I get that's 4 votes? Let's do it.
I still get 3, which is dope.
Still good.
You know what I mean?
We believe survivors. We believe survivors.
Cool. Can the rest of us eat our meal?
Leave the premises. It's a private space.
Now they tell him to leave the premises after he leaves?
To be fair, I don't think the restaurant asked Ted Cruz to leave. I think Ted Cruz was like, I'm out
Left
of here.
on his own, yeah.
And they were just
right.
like, all right, let's help you out. And then, I don't think the restaurant was thrilled with this either. Because, these restaurant owners in D.C., they don't give a fuck if you're left or right.
The owners,
they like to have both at their restaurants. It makes your restaurant cool. You know what I mean? When you have, before you fucking leftist maniacs started trying to be a part of this whole thing, people like Ted Cruz would go out to dinner with people like Joe Biden or, you know what I mean? People like leftist guy that would sit down and have dinner and go, look, we're both getting money from big tobacco. How can we make sure? You know what I mean? And they had their little meetings. So, you're fucking this restaurant's business up.
Brett Kavanaugh.
Ted Cruz and Brett Kavanaugh are best friends.
Ted Cruz, legal Latino eat. Ted Cruz didn't pay his tab. All right, fair enough. But did they even get their food? I'm not paying my fucking tab either. If that's how it's going down.
Yeah.
Sorry. If I'm eating at a nice restaurant and you don't do anything short of yoking the motherfucker up and dragging him the fuck out so I can continue eating, I'm not paying you either. Shouldn't have paid my tab at Harry's. Could you imagine leaving that tab behind? Actually, no. Remember, they gave us a really good. Oh, I forgot. Yeah, that's right. I can't shit.
We got to give him credit.
I can't shit on Harry's. We almost didn't pay.
Mike and I drank a lot. How much was your bill? My tab
is you're gonna fucking really be disgusted. My tab was $25.
Mine was $22.50.
Yeah, but
But I was buying drinks for Hammy too. Remember?
but I was buying drinks for people. I was pounding shots. I was drunk that night. So trust me, $25. I
was drunk that night too.
My bill was so low. I never do this. I verified with the bartender and I went, "Are you sure it's 20?" And he went, "Yeah, kid." I'm like I was buying shots for the bartender too, and I was just like, J-Mo, woo! Like we were pounding $25. I was like, all right, cool.
So yeah, I can't really shit on Harry's. Bill Cosby news. Breaking right before the show.
And this is the crazy scene after the sentencing of Bill Cosby.
Bill Cosby sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison for sexual assault.
Out of the courtroom.
Now, before I get fucking outrageously angry, right? This was one count, right?
Correct.
Okay. So that's
Correct.
about on par with.
Well, because remember, the other ones have passed the.
Well, I'm just making sure because 3 to 10 years, I feel like some people are going to get confused with this.
No, this was just the one that they could actually prosecute. The problem is with the other ones that the time had run out for the statute of limitations had run out for where a lot of these things took place, so they couldn't do anything even if they wanted to.
And here it is, Bill Cosby walking out of the courtroom in handcuffs. It seems that the judge did want to put him in front of cameras so that cameras could see what happens to a man when he's been found guilty of.
I'll tell you what happens. He's going to serve, if he lives through it, he's going to serve maybe a year and a half and be let out on probation. So stop making it seem like what happens to a man. A year and a half. And you think Cosby's going to be put in Gen Pop? There's no fucking way Cosby's going to be put in Gen Pop.
Yeah, but to be honest, solitary's worse.
I get it, but here's the thing.
Solitary.
He's going to get out, I will say this, in less than a year because of his age and medical conditions.
I'm just saying, when I got arrested, they put me for like the first 12 hours in like a solitary in the medical wing, like in a solitary cell. Holy fuck, dude, you pray for Gen Pop. Like, you pray for some kind of human interaction, even in jail. You're like, get me out of here. I got to talk to somebody that's driving me nuts. So it's not going to go, it's not going to be good on his old fucking crazy pudding brain. No pun intended. But I got to read the Tariq Nasheed.
Absolutely.
I have to. Tariq Nasheed tweeted today. Bill Cosby was just sentenced for 10 years in a racially based trial that was nothing more than white supremacy railroading. The system of white supremacy had to make an example of a prominent black to keep all the other Negroes in line. By the way, why is black in quotation marks, Tariq? Is he ironically black? Is he... I don't get the black guy. I guess with Cosby you would do that, right?
Yeah.
Black guy.
And by the way, black people, at least celebrities, hated him. Because he was, I remember them calling him Uncle Tom and calling, because they were telling him, pull your pants up.
Yeah, but then he raped somebody and they were like, wow, maybe he is one of us.
Oh, come on, man.
Sorry, what happened? I thought we were having some fun here.
Walking out of the courtroom, and here it is, Bill Cosby walking out of the courtroom in handcuffs. It seems that the judge did want to put him in front of cameras so that cameras could see what happens to a
can
man.
You pause for a second? Nico Toscani in the chat. He deserved more. The max. Look, the easiest thing in the world to do, Nico, is to virtue signal and to rail against sex assault and, we should cut all their penises off and burn them at the stake. When you get charged with one count of a crime and you have 80 years of not being convicted or charged with crimes, there's only so much the legal system can do. Do I think that there are certain crimes that shouldn't matter, like fucking raping a child and shit like that? Of course. But like, again,
enough about Epstein.
The easiest thing in the world, yeah, that one fucking is disgusting. The Epstein thing is egregious. But like, dude, look, every time this topic comes up, there's always going to be the one guy that's like, they should hang him and burn him. We get it. We know sex assault is bad. But your position right now is literally the easiest position in the world to take. It's not like people are going to go, whoa, what an intellectual maverick we got here. You understand that if you've never been charged or convicted of a crime prior and you sexually assault a woman, and again, they have to take into account your history, your prominence, your lack of arrests, the fact that it wasn't a violent rape, the fact that it wasn't like you didn't murder. Like there's a lot of factors in the legal system. So it's just like when people just go like they should string them up by their. I get it, but that's not how the system works.
But he's also 81 years old. So what do you think? Let's say you give him 25. He's gonna die. Look, he's gonna die anyway. You don't think this stress is gonna fucking make his heart stop?
Again, Nico Toscani. Too many women accused him. He should die in prison. Again, he was not arrested nor convicted for any of those other crimes. This retarded view that people have of the justice system is not in line with our fucking convictions in this country. We have a justice system. It takes into account several factors. You can't fucking punish somebody based on accusations. That's not how this stuff works. The entire internet is full of people with this childly simplistic view of the criminal justice system. That's not how it works. If that's how it worked, then every time a fucking drug dealer got arrested, they could go, well, we think he dealt a lot more drugs. Let's really hit him. That's not how it works. I get it. I'd like to see Cosby die in jail too. But it's not about me, and it's not about you. We need this justice system the way it is. It does need tweaking, I admit. But you can't go, well, there was all those other women that say you did some stuff. Too fucking bad. Like you know what I mean? Like he didn't get convicted of that. He got convicted of one count. And he does not have any history of convictions. So what do you know what I mean? It just frustrates me when people go, Arr! Okay, Mr. Lawyer Guy.
Matthew Mann super chatted, you're aware that Arab Muslims world often doubly castrate their black and white slaves, right? Yeah, what does that have to do with Bill Cosby, though?
I don't know. It's just fucking some spurred comment, I guess. 488, brother. All right, we get it.
Had it with that stuff.
So fine. Dude, I eat the guy feel it nice.
No, I know.
These people are showing up. They fucking use. They donate on Streamlabs, and they literally the names that they're using on Streamlabs have the fucking N-word in it. So now I got the N-word scrolling across my fucking screen all night. Like, dude, come on, guys, get a fucking grip on yourselves. Because I'm going to start banning people at night. I'll tell you that much. Like, I get it, and I'm not like Mr. telling people what to do or against freedom of speech. But if you're going to endanger our product, you can fucking take a hike. And if you go, oh, it's all about the shekels, yes, I will let you know this right now. Paying my bills and not being a bum is more important than you getting to say the N-word on my show. Fuck.
You used to be cool, Mike.
You know what? Dude, you go through this shit too, and it's annoying.
I know.
They do this shit to Poseidon. We'll get into that later in the second hour, Poseidon, too. They're constantly screaming at him. He's not alt-right enough for them. He's not woke on stuff enough for them. Because he won't outright say spurgy shit that will get him arrested in his country of origin. It's like that. I'm not gonna we're not gonna dance for you like little fucking monkeys. None of this works.
African Americans.
What the fuck? You yelled at me about the rape thing, and then you did the thing. What the fuck?
And scene. Mike, we didn't play this yesterday, but Joaquin Phoenix Joker, the video's coming out, and there's a reason I'm playing this, but we'll play this first.
I know why. Well, yeah.
Okay, so.
Ew, they stole the fucking Heath Ledger bit?
Yes, they took the
They stole the Heath Ledger bit.
Well, the movie hasn't edited yet, so let's.
No, but that's no. That's the Heath Ledger. You can't recreate the pulling the clown mask off with the clown mask underneath. Like, there's only one guy that did that one time, and it was awesome. And after that, come on, man.
What do you think about the outfit?
The outfit's good.
I like it.
The outfit is true to the Joker.
Yeah, they said they took inspiration from Heath Ledger's Joker and then the Cesar Romero's Joker.
But I mean, yeah, because the Joker has always had like a weird patched together look. You know what I mean? Like he always looked like my ideal Joker always had that secondhand store look.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Goodwill.
Like the vintage store. Yeah. So like I like that. I like the outfit.
I think it's good. I liked it.
Yeah, you know, look, we were a little hard on the screen cap of just the
Yeah, I
still
would say
photo.
that,
Did you
yeah.
play the teaser trailer?
This is what I found.
No, there's a teaser trailer. If you just look up Joker teaser trailer,
All right, I'll look it up.
it's like 10 seconds long. We shit on the still photo of him, but the teaser trailer actually went, okay, I could actually go see this. And again, keep in mind, guys, that this is DC. DC is notoriously shit. So for DC, this actually kind of looks all right. It's better than fucking Jared Leto.
All right, here it is. Teaser trailer.
I should laugh, but I cry because your love has passed me by. You took me by surprise. I didn't realize that you were laughing.
Like, not amazing, but pretty
like
cool.
it.
But it looked, you know, like, again, we shit on the fucking still photo because we're like, come on, man, you look like a turn-of-the-century mime. But, you know, I'll give it a shot. I'm not going to shit on it. And again, look, I shit on Joaquin Phoenix because he's real hit or miss. He's been pretty terrible in some things. But in his defense, he's also been pretty good in some things. So, I'm going to hold out judgment.
So now,
It's still better than Leto. It's still better than Leto.
speaking of better than Leto, remember a few months ago we played the Tommy Wiseau Joker auditions?
Oh, God, yes. Where's that movie?
Well, Mike, I'll have you know, the Nerdist redid the entire interrogation scene with Tommy Wiseau as the Joker from Dark Knight, and you know who's playing Batman? Mark from The Room. Now, I'm going to point something out because I've already seen this. Mark is terrible, so be ready for that. He's really bad.
Mark's always been terrible.
This Joker,
The ball's on Mark to write that book and be like, this fucking amateur.
Yeah, I know.
Like, you shithead. This
All right.
has to be good.
so this is Tommy Wiseau as the Joker, and I think it's good.
Let's start with the head. The victim gets all fuzzy. He can't feel anything. You see?
Oh,
Oh,
is
yes.
so bad. That's-
I don't
that's
feel
good.
anything.
You wanted me. Here I am.
I want.
All right, listen, Mark. Well, it's not his real name. Whatever the actor.
I just call him Mark.
You might be worse than Tommy Wiseau. See,
No, he is. No, he is
Tommy
worse.
Wiseau is so bad that it kind of circles back around to being good.
Right.
And he's iconic in his weirdness. You're just terrible. Like, you're not good. You're not, oh, this is awesome, Terry. You're just terrible.
I will say this. I would watch a Tommy Wiseau as Joker movie. I think he's good in this because he's so creepy and bad. I like it. So, yeah.
Want to see what you do. And you didn't disappoint. You let 5 people die, and you let 10 take your place. Even to a guy like me, that's cold.
Where's Dent?
Those mobsters, those fools want you gone so they can go back. They cannot go back because you change everything forever.
Then why do you want to kill
Oh,
me?
God, he's so bad. It's not even Tommy Wiseau that's annoying me. Mark, you're goddamn terrible. I didn't think that fucking Tommy Wiseau was not going to be the weak link in
No,
this.
he's actually decent.
Everything forever.
Then why do you want to kill me?
I don't want to kill you.
They couldn't
Why
get Pete Holmes.
That's what I said, dude.
That would have been better.
Right now, they should remake the entire Dark Knight with Pete Holmes and Tommy Wiseau, and I would watch the ever-living shit out of it.
I was just a boy. Now I'm a bat. Get over your dead parents.
Forever.
Then why do you want to kill me?
I don't want to kill you. Why should I kill you? What I would do without you? You complete me.
You're garbage!
Oh, God, he's so bad. And he's not being bad on purpose.
No.
That's him
trying really hard.
This is him going, this is going to be seen by a lot of people. I could really get some fucking work on it.
And I'm doing this scene with this fucking loser Tommy anyway, so I'm going to look great.
I'm going to carry this scene. So good.
Who kills for money?
Don't talk to me like that. Like one of them. You are not. You are not.
This is making me want to go see The Dark Knight again. I haven't seen it in a while.
Movie. It's on Netflix.
You can't. Oh, is it? I'm going to watch it late one night then, because that's a movie you can't not watch every time.
So good.
Freak like me. They need you right now, but when they don't, they cast you out like a leper. I show you. When the chips go down, these civilized people, they will eat each over. Just like that. Boom. I'm not the monster.
I love his ad-libbing. Just like that. Boom.
I'm just ahead of the curve.
Where's that?
You have all this rule you think they will save you? No, they will not.
I have one rule.
Then that's the rule you have to break to find the truth.
Which is?
The only sensible way to live in this world is without rules. And tonight, you are going to break your one rule.
I'm considering it.
If you want to save one of them, you have to play my little game. Yes, you have to.
Yeah?
You know, for a while, I thought you were dead. The way you throw yourself after her. Look at you go!
They can't even fight good.
No.
Like that scene, by the way, that iconic scene, he's really beating the fuck out of it. Like, that's a great scene. He's really fun. And it's just not affecting him at all. And Batman's getting more frustrated. Like, but this is just so bad.
I think Rousseau looks good as a Joker, though.
Harvey know about you and your little Bonnie. Damn it!
Lightly pushes him.
Killing is making a choice. Choose between one life or the other. Your friend, the district attorney.
Somebody's asking if this is Steven Crowder. No, I'm pretty sure these two guys are straight. So
yeah, no, they're straight. They're straight. You could tell it's not Steven Crowder because he's wearing a shirt.
To be honest, I thought you were Jared, the way you threw yourself after him.
Blushing bright to be. You have nothing to threaten me with, nothing to do with all your strength. It didn't hurt.
The ad-libs are so great.
Because in his mind, he's going, I'm going to make it look like it didn't hurt me, but I should say it because people, through my acting, people will not be aware that it didn't hurt me.
He's not good at, like, sense of awareness
It's
and how
just-
to make a scene. It's just so... He has to vocalize every... Like, he might as well be reading stage instructions out loud.
Walk out left stage.
Batman enters from left screen. Okay.
Do it again.
Again, like Roy said,
You know, I just ruined
he
the
thinks-
interview scene from Dark Knight for you, right?
He thinks the... Oh, yeah, no. But he thinks that, like, you're stupid, right?
Yeah, you're the idiot.
You're an idiot, so you're not going to get it. Like, there again, this scene in the real Dark Knight is such an amazing scene. And I honestly, when you watch it, I really think, too, that, like, Heath Ledger was a lunatic, and I think he was, like, really fucking hit me and shit, because that was a rough scene.
Oh, yeah.
And, like... It was subtle. There was so much subtlety to it. And it was great watching Batman get fucking frustrated. You know what I mean? Like, I love fucking Heath Ledger's Joker. Why did you have to die, you fucking junkie prick?
You answered your own question. Which one of the Olsen's twins killed him, allegedly?
Mary Kate.
Mary Kate.
Allegedly.
Don't worry, I will tell you what I am. Both of them. And that's the point. You have to make a choice.
What's a choice?
It's like a choice.
It's like chorizo.
It's delicious.
It really is
Fry
good.
it up. It's really good.
And you can add it to anything to kick it up a notch.
Sneckles in the chat says, we're all too stupid to get Tommy's genius.
It's what it is.
We're dumb.
It is. You're the stupid ones. He's transcendent.
252nd Street, and she's in Avenue X. But you have to make a choice.
I love the royalty-free version of the song.
Oh, yeah.
Too. That fake brick wall too. Oh my God! This fucking scene is the gift that keeps on giving. That blatantly fake paper brick, where it's like CGI'd on. It's so terrible.
Matthew Mann says Jack Nicholson was the best Joker. Somebody says Mark Hamill was. Look, again, I still think Heath Ledger was the best Joker. I think that.
Whoa, taking fucking controversial positions.
No, I was agreeing with you. I think he was the best Joker. I mean, again, I remember the whole process when it first came out that Heath Ledger was going to be the Joker. I was like, oh, this gay 10 things I hate about Joker.
That's what I was. I remember doing that too. Oh, great. Fucking 10 things I hate about you, guy.
And then it turned out he was really, really good. And not only because he died, but because he was really good.
Yeah. No, he was. And it was, that was one of the few comic book movies I went to see, and I literally did this for 2.5 hours. Like, just my jaw was, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. Like, I watched it, I remember I saw it in the movies, and I immediately went home and tried to torrent a copy of it.
Yeah,
I was like, I gotta watch this again.
All right, you sent me this. Daytona Beach. Officer arrests man for throwing somebody off a bridge. So I guess we'll just...
Now, before I play, I'm just going to say this. I had some choice words about this gentleman that we're not going to repeat on the air. But you will see a very stereotypical thug-type character in this scenario.
That's a lot of words. The words you used before was just one, and it was easier to...
It was, but it's, you know,
can't? Okay.
Considering some of the things we're planning, it's probably not best.
He's not a good guy.
He's a nincompoop.
All right, here we go.
Now, the audio always starts late on these because, you know, sometimes they shoot people unarmed for no reason. So.
Oh, shit! I saw him
right?
throw him over. Look at... Okay. So, I want to get the throwing him over. It's a black guy without a shirt, and right here.
Fucking right off the bridge, dude.
Throws him right off the holy shit, dude.
Yeah, dude. This made me really mad.
What the fuck? This was 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
On the ground right now.
Oh fuck.
Get on the ground. On the ground. X-ray 67 Central.
I'm sitting
On the ground.
I'm finna sit down.
Main Street Bridge.
I
I just
ain't
got a
doing
male
nothing
throw
to
another
this
male
man.
over the bridge. I got one at gunpoint.
He just jumped over the bridge.
He just jumped. He jumped himself. He just jumped, man. You know how it is. People always jumping.
Now is this the same bridge is this the same place where Hulk Hogan threw the Big Show over?
No,
I don't know if it's the same place.
Where was that? That was Starcade 94.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was Halloween Havoc.
And it was off of a building.
when they did the monster trucks.
Yeah.
That's one of the worst pay-per-views ever.
So there, look, dude, look at that.
On the ground. Get on your belly right now. Get on your belly
Watch him
right now.
toss the gun. Watch him toss the gun. This cop should have shot him right there. He should have shot him right the fuck there. Saved
But he wouldn't
everybody
have in the back.
Saved everybody the time and effort.
No, listen. While I agree with you, because he's throwing a gun over now. You said
Get on your belly right now. On your fucking right now.
that was a gun.
It looked like a gun.
Well, it was something. I mean, it was something he didn't want to find, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me look.
Belly right now. Get on your belly right now. On your fucking right now.
Nah, maybe it's not a gun because
It's like a phone. Is it a phone?
Could be like a case with something.
wallet?
In it. I don't know.
Maybe drugs.
Probably drugs if it's not a gun.
But I will
this is
agree, he
only
still
a
should have got shot because he was reaching into his waistband.
Yeah, there's no fucking. That still would have been a justified killing.
Yeah.
Again, save the taxpayers some fucking money. Somebody wrote, just taser the guy. No, fucking shoot him in the face. That's what I think. Honestly, like...
Do you know how expensive taser batteries are? And then you got to fucking spool the thing back in? It's a whole thing.
This goes back to when people always yell at me on the internet, what do you mean by light fascism? I mean that when... Like, I feel like...
If you throw someone off a bridge, for example?
Due process, and I feel like the justice system should always prevail, and we should always allow the courts to, have their day in court. But sometimes, in very rare circumstances, there's a case to just execute somebody on sight. And it has nothing to do with race, This has nothing to do with religion. This has nothing to do with anything having to do with it being biased. But if it was a white guy throwing a black guy off a bridge and the cop had it on tape and then the guy's just shoot him in the face, save us hundreds of thousands of dollars in prison, court costs.
And you know he's not going to pay for his own attorney either.
No. Pop, done. And again, you know, this is why I advocate. And again, if a cop's just running around shooting people and then you find out he didn't do nothing, fine. But in a case like this, there should be I shot him in the face. You watch this video and go, well, what are you going to do, right? Guess you got shot in the face.
Put in your room. Hey, get my witnesses.
Get my witnesses.
Get my witness. There's nothing to I witnessed you throw somebody off a bridge.
Yeah, he has a witness too. It's called a fucking camera.
You idiot!
A video camera.
Hey, y'all my witnesses, right?
Like, don't get me wrong, throwing somebody off a bridge is a Chad move. But I have a feeling that whoever this guy threw off a bridge probably wasn't guilty of much.
Hey, sir. No, I want to tell me boy across the street, man. He's seen the whole thing.
7 Central.
Is he really trying? He's seeing. No one's gonna lie for you, dude. You fucking threw somebody off a bridge.
You got me, sir. I ain't going nowhere.
I got 110-12. The male in the water looks code 4. He's swimming.
I ain't going nowhere, sir.
He's swimming. Okay.
So the guy was okay.
assaulted
But
my
that is
property.
I just want to point out that is a 30-foot bridge. It's a 30-foot drop. Now I don't know if you guys have ever like done some weird shit when you were a teenager. We've jumped off our roofs and shit. I used to sled off of my roof because we had one of those 3-story. My aunt had a 3-story house, and it was one of those ones like the northeastern houses where like the top has it pokes out of the top.
Right.
And so, you know, you got like a slanted roof, and we used to fucking sled off the fucking roof of the house when we had like big snowbanks. Jumping off the roof, jumping off sheds and stuff. And you're talking like 10, 15 feet jumps. That shit is brutal. Diving off of like a 30-foot diving board. Have you ever done that?
Yeah, no, it hurts.
It
if you don't
hurts
land,
if
if you
you
don't know
don't
how to
land right.
dive, yeah.
Like I used to jump off the 30-foot diving board at the public pool because I was poor. And you got to jump and either dive like perfect or you have to do the straight jump. You can't just go, wee, because you're going to fuck it. That shit hurts. So could have killed that guy. Probably likely not. But again, if that guy had smashed into the water the wrong way and it knocked the wind out of him and it knocked him out cold, he could drown.
He assaulted my property. I felt threatened, sir.
He assaulted my property, so he's not even using the words correctly.
Why do black people always feel the need to represent themselves to the officer? Like, you get that this isn't court,
he's
right?
not. Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say. He saw you throwing someone off.
He assaulted my property. I felt threatened, sir.
You just threw a male over the fucking bridge.
It's cop ain't playing, dude.
Jumped over the bridge.
I watched you.
He jumped over the bridge.
I'm right here.
Where my bike at? Hey, tell me, bro. Explain shit, dog. Cause I was just going across the way, dog. What the
He just threw that dude over the bridge, bro.
No, I did not. I'm not even that
It's on
strong,
camera.
dog. Please, I want you to have it on camera.
You remember when black people were getting shot and everybody was like, we need body cameras. Cops need to be held accountable.
Boy, is that backfiring, huh?
Boy, did that not work out the way you expected,
And now,
huh?
no, but now, if you notice too, that they're now making the argument that body cameras are racist and they need to get rid of body cameras.
I've seen
It's
that,
like,
yes.
what? You got
You're
what
the
you
ones
wanted.
that wanted them. You wanted them. Fine, now you got body cameras.
To be fair, I think we all agreed that body cameras were the best way to go. I think everybody in America, regardless, like even law-abiding citizens, were like, yeah, I feel better with body cameras.
body cameras are fine.
Because you guys are kind of pricks sometimes. You know what I mean? And even if a guy's just a prick to you now, you want that shit on tape.
Cause he just assaulted me, dog. He ain't shit time.
And then when I came up,
somebody.
he's going to get charged with destruction of evidence, too, because he just threw a bunch of shit into the water as soon as I told him.
But what are you charging them with, dog?
I'm
'Cause
charging
they was assaulting
you.
me the whole time.
I'm going to charge you with attempt to murder, mother.
They was assaulting me. You better ask that nigga. Hey, excuse me, sir. In front of me.
Now he sees another black, so he sees a black cop and he's going to, plead the case to
Hey,
him?
black guy, check it out, right? You're going to let me go, right? You going to let me go? Dog, just undo these cuffs, man.
I mean, look, he looks like a gentleman that probably has no priors, so I wouldn't worry.
I said undo these cuffs. I'm going to throw you off this goddamn bridge. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I'm not going to.
I'm working on my temper. I'm working on my temper.
Go to anger management.
You know what happens when, like, you remember the good old, I remember the good old days of growing up, like, watching guys, like, like, when you see, like, a mafia guy get arrested, right? They didn't protest, they didn't yell, they didn't talk to the cops. You know what I mean? They would come and get you, and you'd go, and you just walk out to the car.
Yeah.
And get there, and you hire a lawyer.
Hey, excuse me, sir. In front of me, while you're not talking to one, can you please ask the witness across the street what happened?
The witness across the street is going to say, yeah, they were arguing probably over a bike, and then he threw him off a bridge.
All I did was punch him in the face when you came up, bro.
Oh, well, that's fine, then. This guy, I love...
This is whenever you watch, like, the first 48.
I love...
And they don't ask for a lawyer. And all they do is incriminate themselves.
It's, dude, always get a lawyer and shut the fuck up. Now, when I got arrested, I was my own worst enemy. However, I was also highly under the influence at the time. And I was sort of at rock bottom at that point in my life. And I sort of just went, just take me to jail. Like, 'cause my life's not going to get anywhere. Just take me to fucking jail. I don't even care anymore. But, like, even then I cooperated. It wasn't like I was like, oh, I was here. There were certain things even then I didn't tell them. Because, like, they tried to do, it was funny. I did the breathalyzer, which you should never do, but I was an idiot. I just wanted to go to jail at that point. I really wanted to go to jail. So just take me. I know I'm going to jail, so let's get from here to whatever bed you have for me. But even when I got to the station, they were like, "We're gonna take blood from you to test for drugs." And I was like, "Look, don't get fucking greedy, all right? I'm not submitting to a blood test. You got more than enough charges on that little piece of paper of yours. I'm not adding to it. So just take me to my fucking cell." Like, you had to get to a point where you don't cooperate. And this guy just, "Yo, man, I didn't throw. I just punched him in his face and then threw him off the bridge. I mean, he jumped off the. Why are you cuffing me?"
Existence is everything in the chat says. Maybe if he says sir enough, maybe if I say sir enough, they will see my outstanding character.
He went over by his damn self.
You're not wearing shoes or a shirt.
Don't be reaching for nothing. I'm not, sir. I'm letting you get in my pocket, man.
After you threw something over the... Dude, the way that they... Oh, God, it makes me... You're right. We should have just shot him. All of this would have been over.
This is, look, and again, I really want to preface the statement. So we're not getting... I wouldn't give a... If this was a white man here right now, I would still think the world would be better off if he had 2 bullets in his fucking brain pan, and that was it, and they just put him in the ground. I'm sorry, but they're, again, light fascism. This guy needs to be fucking shot in his face. There are plenty of people in trailer parks across America who are as white as I am, who need to just be shot in the face. No offense, but we are running an untenable, unsustainable system here. It costs way too much money to babysit these animals. Again, regardless of race, regardless of religion, there are human animals all across America that we would be better off planting bullets in and sending them on their way.
You tripping, dog? I threw my money over the river, man.
You know what's a great story is, you remember Kamala? The wrestler?
The wrestler,
Kamala?
yeah.
Not Kamala Harris. Kamala,
I was like,
the wrestler.
okay, yeah.
Look at the savage. Look at that nincompoop. Shut up, Vince. Relax.
Jesus, Vince.
He started off as a home invader, like a petty robber, gangster guy, and he was robbing everybody in this small town in Mississippi. And the cops kidnapped him in the middle of the night one time, cuffed him, dragged him out to the woods, put a fucking gun in his face, and they said, "You're going to move out of town tomorrow. We're going to bring you back out here again one day, and you're not coming back with us." Woo! And then he moved. Then he went on to become a wrestler. But the point is, back in the day, in these little areas like Mississippi and stuff, that's what they do. They would drag you out to the woods, they'd pull a hood off of you, and there'd be fucking guns, and they'd go, "You don't live here anymore." And you'd go, "Oh, yeah, totally.
I guess
I
I'm moving.
don't live here anymore." You can't do that anymore.
You want to know what I had? Some weed in my...
Why can't he shut up, is what I don't get. Shut up.
By the way, you think he has enough lighters?
I ain't destroyed no
Oh,
evidence.
great. You're a fucking lighter thief, too? That's probably the worst thing about you.
Shot on lighter thieves get shot on sight.
Pieces of shit.
When I said said that.
You just said it right now.
I did?
Yeah.
I said I threw my money over the bridge.
You
I'm
said
trying to
it's
get
just
some
some
weed.
weed.
I'm trying to get some weed. You go down there and check it. Go down there and check it. The money.
Yeah, we're gonna go swimming because you're a fucking asshole, Mystical.
No, we're just gonna charge you with destruction of evidence. When you throw something off a bridge, you get charged with destruction of evidence. By the way, I've had friends that have done that before, and I've always said that if I had enough drugs on me, I would throw them over a bridge or toss them or try to get rid of them, because even if you're caught throwing like a felonious amount of drugs away, you'll get that obstruction of justice charge or destroying evidence. It's still a better charge sometimes than having 2 ounces of cocaine on you. So it's like, if you have an ounce of crack on you, you're going to get a bigger charge. Sometimes it's better to toss it, but then don't argue with the tossing charge. You go, I just threw some things over there. What are you going to do?
We have to go to break because we have a guest second hour.
We do. We're going to be joined by Poseidon!
RevengeOfTheSys.com/donate. Right now, there's a Patreon exclusive. If you go to patreon.com/we're not sorry and become a patron, you get to see our More Rally 2018 documentary. It's really well done. It'll be an exclusive for this week. It'll probably pop up at some point this weekend for everybody else. So make sure you check that out. Also, if you want to help our SPLC Legal Fund, it's streamlabs.com/RevengeOfTheSys. We'll be right back. Second hour with Poseidon. Be back in 5 minutes. Talk amongst yourselves.
The most exciting 2 hours of television is back with an all-new Revenge of the Sys. As Royce and Mersch continue to track an international deep state pedophile ring, their journey to the nation's capital is put on hold as Orlando's best police cops receive a cryptic message from an old colleague.
It's a message from my old partner. He needs to see us in Los Angeles right now. Says it's related to our case.
Do you trust him?
As much as I trust you, partner.
What's to know then? A detour from their original investigation finds these no-nonsense detectives in the middle of Hollywood.
Thanks for meeting me. We can't talk low. They're probably following me.
Who's following you?
The Podesta brothers. They've got eyes everywhere, Lopez.
Now trapped between deep state globalists and the Hollywood elite, Lopez and Mersch are on the case. They're no longer avenging Orlando. They're saving America. And this week, they're taking on Pedowood.
I've been working this case. This Dan Schneider guy, producer at Nickelodeon, he's into kids. Or feet. Or kids' feet.
Yeah, the iCarly guy.
How do you know all this?
Thanks for meeting me.
No problem, Miss Bynes.
This is Amanda Bynes? Jesus, she looks terrible.
Dude, she can hear you.
Watch this week as the web grows bigger, the case becomes more complex, and more older model cars get wrecked and plenty of nameless extras get shot. This week on an all-new Revenge of the Sys, followed by Nazi Lawyer. USA, hotels don't have Netflix.
For this performance in Delaware.
To make your shopping day a little easier.
Mervyn's Dollar Day sale is going on right now, and that means great buys on clothes for kids. All this week, you can save on boys' clothes by Campus Le Tigre. Short-sleeve Le Tigre knits are the shirts all the boys will be wearing back to school.
Do you like pranks, guns, and jokes about retarded people? Well, so do we, but odds are your liberal snowflake friend doesn't. How would you like an easy, cost-effective way of screwing with that friend anonymously without losing your Twitter account? Guns for Tards is the perfect way to trigger SJW anonymously through the mail. For a low fee, your target will receive a beautifully designed professional mailer from our fictional Guns for Tards charity, containing a thank you letter for their donation. They'll be led to believe that money was donated in their name to a charity that advocates Second Amendment rights for the mentally handicapped people in their area. For a few extra bucks, they will receive pictures and a detailed profile of a retarded person who they helped harm. It's all fun and games, well, except for that idiot who gets this in their mailbox and freaks out. Messing with someone through the mail is effective. Most people do it trolling over the internet, but regular mail is way more invasive. Whether it's a boss, an ex, or a liberal professor you don't like, this is the perfect way to screw with someone anonymously for the cost of a cup of coffee. Well, a cup of coffee in Manhattan, in a fancy coffee shop. Check out www.gunsfortards.com and select a package today. Use promo code MERSH for 10% off.
Guns for Tards.
Ladies and gentlemen, we can rebuild him. We have the technology. We can make him better than he was before. Better, stronger, faster. A new night, a new time. The Sully Show returns to More Like Radio, Tuesdays, 7:30 p.m. Eastern before Dutch and Royce. Tuesday nights will never be the same.
I am the changing of the guard at Buckingham Palace. I am a thatched roof cottage in Wales. I am the best of Great Britain. I am British Caledonian Airways.
Hey, you. That's right, you. Wouldn't you like to know the story of you? What makes you, you? DNA and Me is a genetic service that can help you find out exactly who your ancestors were. You might be surprised.
I thought I was just a standard white guy, but DNA and Me showed that I'm actually 4.2% Cherokee Indian.
Turns out I'm not totally white. I'm also part Northern Asian and even some Kurdish. I'm a victim of oppression.
I used to get in trouble for always using the N-word, but with DNA and Me, I found out that I'm 2.1% black.
Morning, Steve.
Sup, nigga? The test is easy. Simply swab the inside of your mouth and send it into our labs.
People made fun of me for being French. DNA and Me showed I was 8% Navajo. Nobody's making fun of me now, or my people, who were victims.
I'm 13% victim.
I'm 21% victim.
Order now and find out if your friends should be more sympathetic towards you. DNA and Me. Are you in? Hell yes, I'm in.
Second hour Revenge of the Sis. Thank you for staying with us on this Tuesday show. We have a special guest today, Mike. If you want to set that up, I will get him on.
Oh, this Poseidon guy? I don't know much about him.
You were on a show for like 73 hours the other day.
Never heard of him. No, I'm kidding. Our next guest is a prolific content creator, one of my favorite content creators on YouTube. He hosts a show out of his home country of Greece. And he is, he's way bigger than we are. I don't even really, to our audience, he really doesn't need an introduction at this point, but
Right.
We are welcoming Poseidon on the program. Finally, better late than never.
How you doing, buddy?
Good evening, buddy. Good evening. Thank you for having me on your show.
Oh, of course, anytime. I mean, you've been very, very kind to us.
Yeah, and we love your stuff too, man. I've said it before that Poseidon's stream is one of the ones that I watch on the right. He does. It's not so much about just the because you can have a good points to make, but not really have the chops to actually put on a show that's entertaining. But the guy really does do what I've described in the past as sort of like if you were to have a GTA channel, but it was political and it was like a right-wing channel, and it's pretty dope. So we love your stuff, man.
Thank you. You're making me blush now. Thankfully, I don't have a camera on.
You blush. Now you can't be in the ethno state.
Yep, that's it. You're the wrong color. You're out.
Wrong color. You're out.
Now
We
you're
got
rich.
you.
But yeah, so we I don't know, Poseidon, I guess, came across us a while back. He's been like kind of popping into our chat room for quite a long time. He does, in addition to just standalone edited videos, you're live like every night, dude, right? You do like 7 days a week?
I was streaming almost every day last month, but now recently I slowed down because it was exhausting. So now I'm streaming like 3 times a week.
No, trust
too
me.
much.
Nobody understands that more than me and Royce, because he and I are now both doing 2 shows a day.
Yeah, it is rough.
And it is hard to keep up with, especially like I do occasionally I'll do like a Saturday night show, and it's like 6 days away, and then it just takes the piss out of you, man.
Yes, and I do a lot of preparation for my shows. I usually need 3 or 4 hours to prepare all the stuff because 99% of my shows I'm doing solo streams with no guests. So in order to have content and to speak, and my shows are very long, usually 5, 6, or 7 hours, it takes a lot of effort.
So what got you into streaming? What made you go out, put yourself out there, and put yourself on YouTube?
I started with edited videos, and then I was visiting various streams as a viewer, and someone asked me to go on a stream as a guest. I went a couple of times. I liked it, and I think the audience liked it. So I said, why not try it myself? And it's interesting. It's interesting. The interaction with the chat, I like it.
Now I'm kind of curious because when I went on Poseidon's show, he one of the first things he said to me was he apologized for his English, and I'm like, you speak better English than some of the fucking Americans I'm friends with.
Yeah.
So like, where did you learn? Like, did you learn English? Did you go to like a class to learn English, or did you just like pick it up? Because your English is pretty meticulous.
Oh, I always feel bad for my English and my accent because I did 2 or 3 years of English lessons when I was 16. And since then, I didn't ever need to use English. And now I'm 48. And suddenly I had to remember speaking English. So thankfully, people understand me, but I want to improve my accent.
Nah, but you got to keep a little bit of the accent. Like a lot of people, myself included, actually like the accent. You know what I mean? If you lose too much of the accent, it would almost like take away from your charm. Because it's as I said on your show when we were on. One of the things that I like about Poseidon's show is where he broadcasts from. Where, let's be honest, a lot of people are either completely cucked out and full on communists, or they're too scared to speak out against some of the things that are going on in there, and it's so to me it's encouraging for us to hear people and to be able to authentically tell, like, all right, this is a dude who's really in the shit and doing this at great personal risk. So I wouldn't work too much on the accent because it's become sort of your thing now. You know what I mean? Like the combination of the music and the Greek accent, like it's your thing, dude. I wouldn't change it for the world.
Yes, I think you're right. People have told me that they like this funny accent. Sometimes they think I'm Russian, and all the time when new people come in the chat, they ask me where I'm from, and when I tell them I'm from Greece, they find it strange.
Yeah,
and like Mike says, you do put yourself at a lot of personal risk because I think when you hear what's going on over in Europe. I think we still today kind of take it for granted, all the stuff we could do over, even though, it's heavily monitored and we talk about Twitter and stuff. I mean, over there, you could get straight up arrested for saying certain things. And I will say you're very nuanced in the way you deliver your news.
Yes, it is risky here in Greece because I think 3 years ago, they passed a hate speech law, and you are not permitted to criticize certain groups, certain ethnicities, certain religions. And this is why I have to be very careful. We don't have free speech in Europe, and especially in Greece. And especially during the last years, because many people don't know this, but we currently have a communist government. We are like the European Venezuela.
Oh, no.
Well, yeah, I know you guys have had financial issues in the past. I mean, the Greek debt was
the highest debt. Yeah,
it was like national news for a while. And I know they had to do some restructuring and things like that of their debt program. So, I mean, I know it's. Wouldn't you think that would sort of maybe they'd sort of get the point there? Oh shit, we're going broke. Like at least in America, we kind of got the point after 8 years of Obama. Like, oh shit, we're gonna go broke. Like we can't keep doing this. Like we can't just give illegal immigrants free health care in college. It's not gonna work. Like we can't even afford it for our own people.
Well, the Greek economy is still in deep trouble. I'm trying to use politically correct words here. We are in deep trouble. Nothing has changed. We are still the economy is totally destroyed. The unemployment is like 25%. And the government is doing the same mistakes that led us to this situation. and nothing has changed. It's probably worse.
Yeah, no, I mean, and obviously, I think what's happening is and like Mike was saying, you would hear about the economy a lot more, but now, as not to paint anybody, every according to the left, at least over here, every part of the EU is amazing and it's a well-oiled machine and everyone gets along and it's a small world. But I want to go back into that. So they passed a hate speech law, which basically means even criticizing people. How long could it land you in jail? If you break that law?
I don't know exactly. I haven't looked into it, but I remember the law passing, and it wasn't passed just by one political party. Almost all of them wanted this law. We have a huge problem here in Greece. Greece is one of the most probably anti-Semitic countries in Europe, unfortunately. So we need these laws to keep people in order.
Yeah, it's on September 2014, the Greek Parliament adopted an amendment on combating race discrimination in order to align domestic legislation with the European Union rules pertaining to hate speech and denial of genocide. Hate crimes and denial of genocide is governed by the EU Council framework decision, blah, 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 blah. Public incitement or violence or hate speech. Anyone who publicly incites, provokes, or stirs either orally or through the press, the internet, or any other means acts of violence or hatred against a person or group or members of such a group are defined, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
And this is my problem with laws like this. And I've never believed in hate crime laws. Even as a teenager, remember when we passed hate crime laws like in the 90s? And I was like, even as a kid, I had the insight to go, this is fucking stupid because, like, if there are already laws on the books, if I go like, hey, all my listeners in the chat, I want you guys to find Poseidon and kill him and his family, that's already against the law. Like, I've already, you know what I mean? So when they started using that clever language, you're inciting violence. Well, no, we already have that law in the books. So no, you don't want me to criticize people. You don't want me to criticize people
or question
in general.
things.
And that's where I start to get a little annoyed, even in this country with hate crime laws, because now it's like, to me, if you bash a man's brains in or like you drag a guy from the back of a pickup truck, that crime is disgusting and egregious enough that hopefully the judge would take all those things into consideration when sentencing you. Your motive for a crime can also be taken into account. Before hate crime laws, they could take into account the motive for a crime when sentencing you. So we already had these safeguards in place. So really, this was just a way for them to slip in policing of language, and then they've just slowly been pushing the goalposts back every year to the point where now me and Royce are hardcore white supremacists, according to the Southern Poverty Law Center.
Yes, it's funny because I thought you had the free speech in the U.S., but I see you have almost the same problems as we in Europe. You also have to be very careful. And you should be careful because I think what they did in Europe was just the beginning. They will try to pass this kind of laws in the U.S. too.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, no, and I think that I think you're right, and I think that we do have almost the same problem. I think our problem, at least for right now, like you said, isn't law-based, but I think it is, you are being censored and being unpersoned by Twitter. But look what they did to Alex Jones by Twitter, on YouTube, and stuff like that. So, yes, it is leading down that way. And I honestly believe in, and I mean this sincerely, that if it wasn't for Trump winning, if we did have, let's say, a Hillary Clinton president right now, I think you would see those laws being fast-tracked through. For public safety, and I think that's another reason why they're fighting so hard with the Supreme Court nominations over here, is because they do now the deck is going to be stacked against them if it goes to the Supreme Court, trying to pass these laws on what freedom of speech means. If remember, Hillary right now could have been the person slamming through some sort of leftist crazy person on the Supreme Court, and that could have changed the laws, could have changed everything. And that's why I think the left is losing their mind so much about the Supreme Court stuff.
And I think it's very important for you Americans to protect your free speech because today we mostly use social media to communicate all over the world, and most of the social media companies are in the US. And we see the problems we already have with Google, with YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. And if you lose your free speech, all of us will lose the internet.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, no, you're right.
No, yeah, and absolutely, and going back to your point too, we are lucky. We're blessed in that we don't have any laws against free speech yet in this country. But again, they use all these other dirty little tactics to harm people who speak out against things. So, you might not go to jail, but you got the SPLC, and then they're a completely biased organization. They're an anti-American communist organization, and they use smear tactics to ruin people's lives. I mean, you and I spoke on your show about Andrew Dodson and Zach Gromland, and there's a couple other guys who have died, who have killed themselves because their lives were essentially ruined. Couldn't even get a job working at Subway. So it hurts. They find other ways to apply pressure and harm you.
Yes, they cannot put you in jail in the US right now, but you will lose your job, you will lose your friends, you will probably lose everything except for your freedom. But the result is the same. They will come after you.
No, yeah, and you're right. And are you really free if you can't do anything? And it is very scary as to what's going on. And I do believe that. Again, that's why I said I think the whole Trump thing and people were flipped out because it was kind of a monkey wrench into the whole deep state thing. Now you were saying, and I obviously want to be careful because I know how the laws are over there. But you said earlier that unfortunately Greece is one of the more anti-Semitic countries. Now, is that mindset come from has that mindset always been there, or did it come because of the economic decline?
No, this is rooted deep in the Greek society from past times. We had our problems with some people in the past, like other countries had, and I think this is why people feel this way. But recently, we had new problems. Many people don't know this, but the economic crisis in Greece did not just happen overnight for no reason. We had a government, a socialist government, like I think 20 years ago, and they worked together with the Goldman Sachs in order to get Greece in the EU, in the Eurozone. And our recent government, 3 years ago, they acquired the help of the lovely people of the Rothschilds to help them. So it is complicated. Some families have played a role in the economic destruction of Greece.
Yeah, and I'll be honest with you too. It doesn't help when you're and it's not just you. This happens to me at night. It happens to Royce. It happens on this show. When your own fan base starts to try to throw you under the bus, which I've seen happen. When I was on Poseidon Stream, it was happening. It's like, when you cover these issues and you're doing a great job at it, but it's not good enough for some of the spurgier people, and they're like, no, you got to say it specifically. Say these 14 words that are going to get you arrested, and you're like, I mean, can't you just fucking, see what I'm doing here? Like, do I have to be a dancing monkey for you idiots? And I kind of I was bore witness to that when I was on his show, and I was like, why are you trying to motherfuck a guy you're supposedly a fan of? He does a great job. He's pointing you in the direction of these resources and these articles, and he's doing great service. But it's to me, there's way too many LARPers, and I know some of them are listening now, and they're probably going to get butthurt. But there does seem to be sometimes too many LARPers. Like, just it's not good enough unless they donate $3 and make you dance around like a performing asshole and try to ruin your life. So I mean, I kind of feel for you, man, because I know you're getting it from both sides sometimes.
Yes, I agree. You've seen it happening. I am trying to expose facts. I'm trying to expose specific specific governments of specific countries, specific families, specific banks. I never speak against an entire group of people or an entire religion. This was never my point. But I'm trying to expose only specific things with specific facts that you can check. Unfortunately, many people are not satisfied with this. They want to hear. They want to hear something else, something that could get me, that could destroy my channel or could even destroy my life.
Yeah, and it really bugs me because it's there's this like overwhelming need to be edgy, and I'm sorry, but it's just being edgy, and I think this happened because of our election in 2016. There was a certain element of let's be as edgy as possible and watch leftists clutch their pearls and completely freak out over jokes, which kind of did help us. But then some of these people that are a bit autistic just decided, all right, well, we're going to pull it up. We're going to pull the stick up and we're going to go as edgy as possible all the time. And now it's becoming counterproductive. There's no more discussions. There's no more, and it's like when people like, again, the lovely Southern Poverty Law Center, when they want to paint us all out to be these lunatics, they now, because everybody's caving to the pressure because, I got to make that super chat money. Let me read the 14 words and fucking dance around with these idiots. They're not going to use clips of me. They're not going to use clips of Poseidon, and they're not going to use clips of Royce when they need to cite hate speech and all this stuff. But there'll always be that one friggin' idiot that they will get a clip of and go like, oh, look at this guy. He's wearing a fucking Charlie Chaplin mustache and goose stepping around in his studio, much to the delight of his fans. Oh, and then there's also Revenge of the Sith and Poseidon and JF and all that. And then you're like, whoa, what the fuck? Where's the clip of me doing it? So it's like this whole, like, they don't realize that they're actually feeding into this this madness. And it's just, to me, it's counterproductive. Like Poseidon does the best news show I watch on YouTube. There's no better. I'll watch Poseidon shit before I watch CNN at this point because I trust him and because his sources are real and they're researched articles. But if it's like, I always tell my audience at night, like, if it's going to take me screaming N-bombs and K-bombs to amuse you, then you're not my audience, And it's like, I just don't. Like, I was dealing with that even after I did Poseidon show. I had people contacting me like, well, what do you think about him? Yeah, I'm going to try to catch him. And I'm like, catch him in what? Why are you trying to fucking ruin people?
I know. It's
you know
ridiculous.
what I mean? Like, these are good people trying to do good work, and you're trying to set them back. You're trying to set us back 100 years here.
I agree. Being edgy is not helpful. It's counterproductive because for me, my target audience are the normies, the people that are on Facebook, the people that are on social media and have no idea about what is going on, the people that are still watching CNN. And by being edgy, you will not wake them up to the truth. By being edgy, you will make them turn around and not listen to you. And when I see very edgy people, very edgy YouTubers or very edgy people in the audience dropping the N and the K bombs and the rest of the things that I don't want to say, I'm always suspicious because I truly believe that some of them are planted and they are planted into our, let's call it community, in order to make us look bad and silence us.
Now, you brought up what went on with the EU and everybody joining. Now, how has that affected your immigration policy? Because that's something I did want to get into with Greece, because I know a lot of countries like Italy and right now are fighting back, and Hungary and Poland. What's the immigration process right now in Greece? Are you guys letting them in by the boatload, or what's happening over there?
we are inviting them in. We are the reason for the entire European refugee crisis. Until January 2015, we had a conservative government who was keeping safe our borders. Very few people managed to get in. I think like 70,000 per year, even less. And I have friends that are working in the Coast Guard in specific islands between Greece and Turkey. And the orders from the previous government were push them back. Don't treat them very well. Now, when my fellow Greeks voted for the communist government in January 2015, the next day new orders went to the Coast Guard, and the new orders were help them get to Greece. I know this from a captain on a Coast Guard ship, and I'm 100% certain for this. They gave orders to the Coast Guard to help them. And this is why in 2015, more than 1.5 million people entered Greece. But they didn't stay in Greece. Almost none of them stayed in Greece. They came into Greece with the help of our Coast Guard, following the orders of our government, and then they went to Germany. And in Germany, Angela Merkel invited them. And this was a joint plan of the new Greek government and the Merkel government. This was not a coincidence. This is not a result of the Syrian war. Many people don't know this, but the Syrian war started in 2011.
It's been going on a while.
Oh, yeah, it's a while, yeah.
Yes, but they didn't come to Europe in 2011, 12, 13, 14. It all started in 2015 when Greece opened the borders and invited them in.
Now, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, too, and for people that think that, I'm just some hateful bigot who doesn't want immigrants in my country, it's not like I think that we should be, drone striking kids in Syria and then also telling them to fuck off and not come into our country. I am of the belief that we need to stop hitting countries like Syria and stop hitting these countries, and then they won't need to come in here. It's almost like they created the demand so that we got to let them in. No, we don't have to let them in if we stop blowing their shit up. They're not doing anything. When did we ever in history in my lifetime go, Jesus, man, I just can't sleep at night because of Syria? That's never been a thing. That's like being terrified of Lebanon. Relax. That's not going to happen.
Royce, sorry for interrupting, but this is a very big misconception. People think that the people that are coming in Europe, especially through Greece, are from Syria. They are not from Syria. I have made a video and I have posted the article of an article of CNN Greece from, I think it's from January 2017, a CNN article, a leftist mainstream media article that states that less than 5% of the people that come into Greece, the millions that came into Greece, are Syrians. The 95% of the people that come to Greece are not from Syria. Where are they from? According to CNN, they are from all over Asia, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Tibet, any country you can think of Asia, any country you can think of Africa, even from South America, from Venezuela, from Chile, we have even war refugees coming to Greece from the Haiti and the Caribbean and Jamaica. Now, how do these people come to Greece from Jamaica and claim they are war refugees? Well, they take a plane from Jamaica to Turkey, and in Turkey they get on a small boat and they come to Greece and they say, hello, we are war refugees from Jamaica. And we give them asylum status, and then we send them to Germany.
Now, is there a pushback going on? Because like you said in 2015, you say a communist government took over, which, by the way, every time they call it a socialist government, that's just light communism. A communist government took over. Is there a pushback going on right now in the country, or are they using the hate speech laws to stop it from happening?
Now, first of all, our government, they claim they are socialist, but this is a political party that was created very recently, and they are all ex-members of the Greek Communist Party. So they are communists, and some of them are former Antifa. Now, pushback. No, there is also almost no pushback here in Greece. Why? Because although more than 3 million people in the past 3 years came into Greece, less than 60,000 are here. Because none of them want to stay in Greece, because none of them, or sorry, not none of them, 95% of them are not fleeing war. 95% of them are tourists who just use the easy route from Turkey to Greece in order to get to Europe and go to their final destination, which usually is Germany, Sweden, France, the UK, rich countries which will give them free housing, free food, free money for cigarettes and alcohol, free Wi-Fi, and basically free everything.
And while again they get free housing and stuff, while your guys' currency is in the shitter, right? At the same time.
No, in Greece they don't get all this stuff.
Oh,
in
they
Greece,
don't. Okay.
In Greece, because we are poor, they live in small containers with city food and city conditions. But Greece is just a transit point. They use the easy way to get into Greece in order to reach the rich countries. None of them want to live in Greece. They all want to go to the rich countries, especially Germany.
Yeah, it does seem that they always go through Greece and go right to Germany, because Germany will give you that, what is it, like 487 euros a month or whatever,
Yep.
and you get to chill, kick back. And then I've heard stories of Iraqis who go to, I've seen videos of this guy. I saw a video of a guy, I might have even seen it on Poseidon's channel, of this Iraqi guy living in Germany, or it might have been the Netherlands. And he was bragging about how he goes there, right? And he works odd jobs. And then he takes the money that they give him for free every month, and he just sends it back to Iraq, just like Mexican people do here.
I have shown a video from another channel who did a very good documentary on this, that they don't just send the money back to Iraq. Especially I think in Netherlands, you cannot find a plane ticket to Iraq. They are all booked months before, because they get the free money from the people in Netherlands, and they go back for vacation to the country that they supposedly fled because it had war. And there are so massive numbers of people that go back to Iraq and Syria and all these countries for vacation with our taxpayers' money that you cannot book a flight. All flights are booked months before. And a guy did a documentary about this, and I have showed it in an old stream.
Now, what do you think is the solution right now?
Well, don't say
well,
solution.
No, not that.
How do we?
That's not what I meant.
How do we?
I didn't mean some sort of one with finality to it. I meant,
how do we? All right, I got it.
Oh,
Poseidon.
those are the weird sirens in Greece. They're coming to get.
Hang
you,
on, Poseidon. I'm gonna rephrase this.
Thank you.
How do we alleviate this situation? There you go.
Thank you.
Well, I think
Free showers.
The Italians are showing us the way. The Italians did the same mistakes as Greece, and they let in lots of people that were not fleeing war, and this caused a lot of problems to the Italian people. And then they voted for a populist government that now closed the ports and also started deporting people back to their countries. So we have to learn from Italy. I think Greece and Spain and the rest of the European countries, people must wake up and start voting for politicians that will just close the borders. There is no problem in controlling the borders. It is very easy to close our borders and don't let anyone in. We have the army, we have the navy, we have the technology. We can do it. The problem is that our current governments don't want to do it. Our current governments want to bring other people in. They're almost inviting them.
But now, to what end though? What do you think the end goal is of that? Why do you think they're inviting them in? Why do you think places like Germany, for example, are giving them housing? And what is the end game? And by the way, I don't buy the whole the Syrian children or Muslim children. Look, what I'm seeing is a lot of 20-something-year-old dudes that are coming in. I don't see a lot of families coming through the border.
Well, the end game, I have exposed this in a video, is the UN Replacement Migration Program. If you Google UN Replacement Migration, the first result is the UN webpage, and you can read dozens of PDF files with their plans. So back in 1998, the United Nations planned to bring into Europe 235 million new Europeans until 2050. So within the next 30 years, they are planning to bring in and replace more than a third of the population. This is not a conspiracy theory. This is a plan of the United Nations. You can read it on their website.
I just posted the link for everybody. Go ahead.
Yes. And in these plans, you can also see that they plan to do the same in the US. And you can see how many people they are planning to bring into the US. And you can also, if you look at the tables, okay, it is dozens of pages, but it is worth looking into. You can see how many they plan to bring in each country each year. Now, why? The problem is that we have low birth rates, and our birth rates are constantly declining, and we are living more years than we used to live, and this is putting a big burden on the pension system. And they believe that by bringing in millions of doctors and engineers from other continents,
doctors and engineers,
yes, they will solve this problem, because these people will work, they will pay taxes, and they will solve the problem of our economy. But this is not working. And this is not working because, first of all, the majority of the people that come, they don't work because they don't know the language, they don't have the skills. Second of all, they are not helping our declining birth rates because like 99% of them are men. If they were bringing hundreds of millions of women, especially beautiful women, into our continents, maybe this could solve the low birth rates. But they are only bringing men.
No, you're right. And like you said, doctors and engineers, that's why Somalia has such a great space program. You know what I mean? Because so many geniuses live over there.
Yeah, why isn't he's got a point though. Why isn't like Norway and Sweden just pumping women into the United States? I'd be all right with that.
That'd be fine with me.
You know what I mean? Just like, why isn't it ever that? No. God forbid.
I was joking with a friend once, and I said, imagine if suddenly millions of beautiful young women, Asian women, let's say, there are some very beautiful Korean and Japanese women, came as refugees into Europe. I think that all the feminists will start screaming, close the borders. But now, because only men are coming in, you see them fighting for open borders.
Yeah, and I got to agree with them. Like here in America, if they started importing a bunch of Asian women, the boomers would be so happy. All these retired boomers. Like that's, you go to any Walmart in America and there's a bunch of old white guys walking around with some Asian lady. Man, they love that shit. They just fly over there and buy one and come back.
Now, so like you said, so it's the UN. I actually have their article open now. I'm going to be reading that tonight. The population division, and it's funny seeing this same UN, the people that are trying to today. They were laughing at Trump today. You saw that? They were laughing at Trump when he was speaking at the UN. The UN council members are laughing at him, and it's like, I think they've gotten. I think that this has gotten more brazen. You know what I mean? And the UN is something of very. If you're an American, especially, the UN is something where there is a deep-seated resentment for many of us because we host them over here. They get diplomatic immunity. They get to go to New York. They basically eat for free, get housed for free. They get treated like royalty. They could break the law. They can't get You see it all the time around the UN building. The diplomatic plates will park in red zones.
They don't
and
even
can't
pay
do
their
anything.
tickets. It's just ridiculous.
Right, and it's like I think, and I don't know what you think, but I think something that we should do is we should pull out of the UN completely. I think we should tell them, I'll tell you what, go move it to Canada, have the UN thing in fucking Toronto, and leave us the fuck alone.
But we supply like 80% of their funding. If we pulled out of
know.
the UN, there'd be no UN.
Exactly.
This is why it's literally like paying your own captive or your own captor rather. It's really weird. It would be like going to prison and then having to pay rent in prison.
Right.
Like this is bullshit.
You know, you Americans, you basically control the UN and the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, and the internet. And so this is why I'm very interested in American politics, because what you do as a country has a huge effect on all of us. And this is why I hope to see a peaceful revolution in the US, like you did with Trump. But I think Trump is on the right way, but still you need to step it up some more. You need to start using your influence in the UN, in the IMF, and all these global organizations, and reconstruct them, because they are destroying us.
No, I agree, and it trust me, nobody ever thought that Trump was going to be. Well, I mean, some people did, but I never thought that Trump was going to be the be-all, end-all, and the fix-it-all that we needed. He's not our Flex Seal.
No, not at all.
But, again, like you said, he's a great step in the right direction, and if we can start, fostering a mentality of national sovereignty and going back to those sort of roots, then great. But, yeah, Trump is just hopefully the beginning of something great.
And he's also the canary in the coal mine, too, because seeing Trump go in there and seeing all the entire deep state system come after him and try to dismantle him and take him apart piece by piece. Every day there's something new trying to take him down. And I think you're right. I don't think Trump is the end all be all. Of course not. And I'm not some boomer that go, he's our Lord and Savior. When we go one, we go all, and all that bullshit, whatever that
It's actually where we go one, we get AIDS.
We get AIDS.
No. But no, and I will say to Poseidon's point too, I do feel a certain sense of responsibility, and I almost feel like we owe the world an apology because, like he brought up earlier, Goldman Sachs, the Rothschild, there's all these, we're all, the social media company. Like I've been the country for the past 50 years and have been going around just knocking people's chest boards over, kicking shit over, trying to rebuild countries in our image. And I'm not unaware of the fact that we have perpetuated a lot of the evil in the world. Like we've done a lot of shit. It's not America. We are just on a leash, and some people have their hand on that leash. But again, we're just like these. We just work as these attack dogs for rootless cosmopolitan elites.
Now, does that hand not hold meat and cheese at the same time?
Generally speaking, yes. That hand would be attached to a body that does not wear two different cloth.
Okay, got it.
Yeah, two different fabrics.
Now, will that hand sometimes have rabbis suck baby penises?
It's a hand, let's say, that wouldn't work on Saturdays.
Got it. Perfect. All right.
It's a hand that wouldn't be holding a cell phone on Saturday.
Got it. Nope. Perfect. See, Poseidon, we're not going to get you in
we're
trouble.
Clever. We know what we're doing.
We know how to play the game.
We know what we're doing.
I cannot comment on this.
Of course you can, and we don't want you to, my
fine,
friend.
But we can because we're Americans.
That's right. Rock, flag, and eagle.
That's right.
We do whatever we want.
After this show, I'm going to go outside, throw a cheeseburger in the air, and then shoot at it. That's what we
But
do
I
after
think,
this.
Why not eat it?
Our fates are connected. So the fate of the U.S., Canada, and us in Europe, and even our brothers and sisters in Australia and South Africa, we are connected. We have almost the same problems. We have almost the same, let's call them enemies that for some reason don't like us. So this is why we must work together.
No, and look, I agree with you 100%, and I think that I do think that you guys over there, I'm going to use Europe in general, but have a much harder uphill battle because, I mean, look what they did to, and I'm sorry, I forget his name, in Italy. You were talking about, how the right-wing government started to take a foothold in
Salvini?
Yeah, they put him on the cover of Time magazine.
Oh, yeah, with the evil gray.
And they made him
the
look,
black
and they
white.
made him look like he was some sort of supervillain.
I love that guy, by the way.
Yeah.
He has gigantic balls.
Oh, yeah, he does. He doesn't give a fuck.
He gives no fucks.
No. I mean, I don't know if you saw, they're saying that they want Le Pen now to do some sort of psychiatric evaluation because of her because sharing anti-immigrant things.
And for the record, what Le Pen did was she took the materials that she tweeted out directly from a jihadi terrorist Twitter account.
Correct.
So it wasn't like she just made some shit up. She pulled this from one of their accounts, which, again, Twitter is like, if you're a child pornographer or a fucking jihadi terrorist, God bless you. They might even give you a blue check.
And a lot of those things are a lot of those are the same people.
Yeah, but I've literally had my Twitter account locked for 12 hours for outing pedophiles. It's the weirdest thing. I don't understand social media anymore. You understand, if I was in a coma for the past 10 years and I just woke up and like registered a Twitter account, a lot of things would need to be explained to me. I'd be going, what is going on here?
Yes, Twitter is certainly not helping our situation, and I believe Twitter is working against us, just as Facebook is working against us. I saw recently an article where on Facebook, smugglers in Libya posted ads and paid and promoted these ads to 30,000 people, ads with prices for smuggling into Europe with boat, with airplane, with various prices, and with special prices for children. And this was allowed on Facebook. But if I write on Facebook something against this replacement of my people, they will ban me.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, and I think it's even more than that because it's not even Facebook. I mean, even everything. I was watching today. It's a perfect example. I was watching this TV show that I like to watch with James Spader called The Blacklist, for example. It's all these FBI agents. You go, if you watch it, you know what I'm talking about. So anyway, there was one of those things where they were sneaking over some immigrants over into I think Germany, but some of them, there was all these families and they were stuck and then even the FBI in this show, who are the good guys, these agents help them sneak into Germany. It's like they're even portraying it where if you don't break the law, if you don't follow the playbook 100%, you're evil. Like Mike and I, for example, on the SPLC watch list, you are a terrible person. And that's when I say uphill battle. Look, we do have these things. We have your show. We have shows like ours. There's a bunch of people doing a lot of good stuff out there trying to fight back. I think the problem is when I say uphill battle is that it consumes you, where either you do this every day, like you're doing 7 days a week, and you get burned out. You're like, I can't, and the evil, the evil will seep in. It'll affect you. I mean, I don't know about you, Mike, but I lose sleep some nights over some shit that we read. We're covering stuff all the time, and I think that it's a David and Goliath thing, not to get biblical, but that's what it is, where it's this giant that you're trying to destroy, and it just gets bigger and bigger. And not only are you fighting a giant, but in this case, this is like if Bane was the good guy.
Well, I'd still argue that he may have been. I mean, if you go back and watch it, with a different mentality, he kind of is the good guy. But yeah, we also have that problem here with the propaganda and the lying, like Royce was saying about Germany. They do it here. They keep pushing this narrative of kids in cages. They're separating children from their mommies and their daddies, and then oftentimes what we're doing is issuing free DNA tests. To determine if these children are even the kids that are belonging with those adults, because we have human traffickers, just like you brought up, Poseidon, that are smuggling children in here for the sole purpose of, buying them to rape. And, I'm sorry, but when one guy is sneaking over the border with 18 kids, we separate them. try to figure out what's going on, because more often than not, we're not separating from their families. We're rescuing them from human traffickers.
Yes, but the problem is that these people that are behind this replacement migration plan, these are the people that not only control the UN and the EU and the IMF and sometimes the US government. They control the vast majority of social media. They control the mainstream media. They control Hollywood. They control the narrative. And we are going against a Goliath. And for example, look at the trending section of YouTube. I was looking today the trending news on the trending section of YouTube, and you will only see CNN and the rest of this mainstream media with just a couple of hundred or maybe thousands of views, and they are trending. And what we say, the real news, will never get trending. It will be shadow banned, it will be restricted, it will be deleted.
Oh, and not only that, and then they've weaponized Snopes. They'll use Snopes to say it's all fake, to where even if you do get something out there and it does get big and it gets shared a lot, now Facebook will automatically put a Snopes link. I'm sure you've seen it underneath going, this has been debunked. And then when you read it, it's like one minor thing was not true. Everything else was true.
Lies. All lies.
All lies. Well, hey, Poseidon, man.
We're done.
We're done, man. That was great.
I will say time flies with Poseidon, because I've gotten sucked into conversations with Poseidon, and then I'm like, Christ, it's 1 a.m.
Yeah, so everybody make sure you follow Poseidon on YouTube, unless he needs our fucking help. But make sure you subscribe, listen to his show. When are you going live again to make sure we get everybody over there?
In 2 days. On Thursday, I do a show every Saturday.
Got it.
And I usually do 1 or 2 shows during the week.
I'm just gonna ask this though. If there's one thing you want to say to everybody watching right now, what would you like people to hear from you before we part ways?
Well, the most important message is make white babies as soon as possible and as many as possible. This is the only solution to our problem. We can close our borders next month or next year. We can change our government on the next elections. But if we don't grow our birth rates, if we don't start having at least 2.5 children per woman, our enemies will win.
Can you believe this crazy bigot? Listen to him. He's
great.
so unhinged.
I'm calling the Greek authorities.
You know, you
as
sound
we
like a
speak.
lunatic, Poseidon. No, I'm kidding. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for being on, man. We'd
today,
love to have you on at some point in the future. That was great.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, one
I
more
enjoyed
question.
it.
Am I welcome in your ethno state? Since I'm Cuban, I have to ask. Am I welcome?
Of course. Anyone who appreciates our culture and wants to live in our way is welcome.
Listen to this lunatic.
You crazy
man. You know what, man? They need to lock you up
Yeah.
before somebody gets hurt. Hail Poseidon.
Thank you, Poseidon. That was great. Appreciate it, brother.
Thank you.
All right, take care.
I
That
love
was
that,
great.
man.
That was really, really.
You know what it is, man? How many times have we been so outspoken? We fucking hate other content creators.
They're the worst. They're the worst.
Man, I've never not liked Poseidon, so I really do. Please support him. He's a man. Not only just subscribe, but when you see his show on, man, toss him a couple shekels. You know what I mean? Help the man.
Wait to dog whistle saying shekels. So also somebody else I wanted to plug right after this show. I think it's set right after this show at 6 p.m. or when we're done. Our buddy JJ Stoner is going to be live on Twitch. I wanted to give him a plug because he's always been good.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Twitch.tv/JJ Stoner. Check out his show. He's a great guy. He's been our friend for a decade now at this point. So thank you everybody for listening. Go over there when you're done here. Mike, Nightwave tonight?
Oh yeah, I'll be there.
Nightwave live on YouTube, so make sure you do that. Tomorrow I'll be live at 10 a.m. with a Daywave, youtube.com/Daywave Radio. Thank you everybody for listening. Also right now for our patrons, patreon.com/We're Not Sorry. If you are a patron, you could watch our documentary for the 2018 More Rally exclusively for a week, so hop over there, do it. Help us out. All the money you give goes to helping the show be better. We have equipment that's starting to fail, so we always want to make sure that we can fix it quickly so we don't have any downtime. Thank you, everybody. We will be back tomorrow for a Wednesday show of Revenge of the Sis. And again, make sure to tune into Nightwave Live on YouTube.
Announcement. Sorry, I know this is real quick, but somebody announced this in the chat earlier, and I had to verify. The Hate Watch blog comments section, the SPLC will no longer be allowing comments on their Hate Watch page.
Why?
I don't know, because they don't like people
telling the truth?
Yeah, dissenting, I guess.
Got it. Thank you, everybody. We will see you tomorrow with Revenge of the Sis. Hit the like button, subscribe, and of course, if you listen on iTunes or anything, give us a like and a comment. See you tomorrow.